The best way to learn English. Anya felt a constant knot in her stomach every time English words flashed across her mind. Her daily struggle was real, a silent battle against grammar rules and elusive vocabulary. She yearned for the ability to express herself freely, to join conversations without feeling a wave of inadequacy wash over her. Learning English felt like scaling an insurmountable mountain, leaving her discouraged and often speechless. The desire to master English was immense, yet the path seemed blurry and overwhelming. She watched countless videos titled, "The Best Way to Learn English," but none truly addressed her specific fear, how to make confidence in speaking. Her mouth would dry up, and her mind would go blank the moment she considered uttering a single sentence aloud, even to herself. Every morning, facing her reflection, she'd whisper, "How to talk in English?" The words felt foreign, clunky, an alien language trapped behind a wall of apprehension. This internal dialogue was her first, tentative step. She knew the theoretical knowledge wasn't enough. True fluency demanded active, consistent speaking practice, no matter how awkward it felt initially. Her daily day's struggle was evident in every missed opportunity, every avoided social interaction where English might be required. The silence became deafening, amplifying her internal critique. She understood that mere passive consumption of English media wouldn't unlock her voice. A seismic shift in her approach was desperately needed to break this frustrating cycle. One evening, after another particularly frustrating day, a simple thought sparked: start talking at home. This revelation felt incredibly freeing. The pressure of judgment vanished when the audience was just her living room furniture. It was an intimate, safe space to experiment, to stumble, and to eventually find her rhythm without external scrutiny. Her first attempts were clumsy, a series of mumbled phrases and hesitant questions directed at her favorite teddy bear. She asked, "How to learn English best?" then answered herself, practicing both sides of an imaginary conversation. This simple act of verbalizing, however imperfect, began to chip away at the formidable barrier of silence. Slowly, she escalated her home practice. She began narrating her daily activities aloud. "I am making coffee," she'd say, describing each step. "This is a book, I am reading it." This constant verbal stream, however mundane, trained her tongue and mind to connect thoughts directly with spoken words, reducing the translation lag. To further improve your English, she discovered the power of self-recording. Using her phone, she would record herself speaking on various topics. Listening back was initially cringeworthy, highlighting every pronunciation flaw and grammatical error. Yet, it offered invaluable insight, showing her exactly where she needed to focus her improvement efforts. She started imitating native speakers from podcasts and YouTube videos. She'd pause, rewind, and repeat sentences, focusing on intonation and rhythm. This shadowing technique helped her internalize natural speech patterns, making her own English sound less robotic and more authentic, building foundational muscle memory for speaking. The mirror became her confidant. She'd stand before it, delivering mock presentations or engaging in pretend interviews. This practice not only refined her verbal skills but also helped her gain confidence in speaking by observing her own facial expressions and body language, ensuring they conveyed the message effectively. Her dedication grew stronger with each passing day. The initial awkwardness of talking to herself transformed into a comfortable routine. she realized that consistency was paramount. Even short bursts of practice, if done daily, accumulated into significant progress, slowly but surely paving the way for fluency. She challenged herself to think exclusively in English for short periods. From the moment she woke up until she left for work, her internal monologue became English. This immersive mental exercise accelerated her ability to formulate thoughts directly in the target language, bypassing the need for translation. The fear of making mistakes gradually diminished. She understood that errors were an unavoidable part of the learning process, not a sign of failure. Each mistake became a valuable lesson, guiding her towards correct usage, reinforcing the idea that learning is an iterative process. To really push her boundaries, she started leaving voice notes for herself, detailing her day or expressing her thoughts. This asynchronous practice allowed her to speak without immediate pressure, offering a flexible way to engage in English talking practice whenever inspiration struck or she had a few free minutes. Her home became a vibrant English-speaking zone. Labels appeared on objects, chair, table, window, prompting her to name them aloud. This constant visual reinforcement coupled with verbalization deepened her vocabulary retention and made English more integrated into her daily life. Gradually, she felt a burgeoning confidence emerge. The hesitation that once paralyzed her began to recede, replaced by a growing eagerness to use her newly acquired skills. The internal voice of doubt quieted, making space for a bolder, more adventurous linguistic spirit to take root. Her next step was to transition from solitary practice to interacting with others. The thought of how to talk to anyone in English still felt daunting, but she knew it was a necessary progression. She sought out low-stakes environments first, where the pressure was minimal. She joined online language exchange forums. Her initial conversations were simple, focusing on introductions and basic questions. The supportive community provided encouragement and understanding, making her feel less alone in her journey and more willing to venture beyond her comfort zone. The thrill of communicating, even imperfectly, with native speakers ignited a new passion within her. They patiently corrected her, often explaining nuances of pronunciation or idiom, which she meticulously noted down for later review and focused practice. These interactions were gold. She started seeking out English-speaking meetup groups in her city. Her first attendance was nerve-wracking, her heart pounding with anticipation. Yet, the friendly atmosphere quickly put her at ease, encouraging her to participate, even if just with a few carefully constructed sentences. Each small conversation chipped away at her anxiety. She learned that most people were incredibly patient and appreciative of her effort. This positive reinforcement was crucial in building her confidence in speaking, proving that the world outside her home was not as scary as she imagined. She practiced active listening, paying close attention to how native speakers structured their sentences and used colloquialisms. This refined her comprehension skills, allowing her to respond more appropriately and naturally, making her contributions to conversations more meaningful and fluid. Her daily day's struggle transformed into a daily learning adventure. Instead of dread, she felt excitement. Every interaction, every new word, every correctly formed sentence became a victory, propelling her forward with renewed vigor and determination towards fluency. She embraced opportunities to use English in everyday situations. Ordering coffee, asking for directions, or making small talk with tourists became miniature challenges she enthusiastically tackled. Each successful interaction reinforced her growing ability to communicate effectively. The realization dawned on her: the best way to learn English wasn't a secret formula, but consistent, brave practice. It was about overcoming fear, one word at a time, one conversation at a time, celebrating every small victory along the way, no matter how insignificant it seemed. She found that genuine interest in others helped open doors for conversation. Asking open-ended questions and truly listening to the answers created a natural flow, making her forget her own anxieties and focus on the exchange itself, building genuine connections. Her vocabulary expanded exponentially as she encountered new words in real-life contexts. Instead of memorizing lists, she learned words organically, understanding their usage through immersion and practical application, which made them stick much better. She also started reading English books and articles aloud. This practice strengthened her pronunciation and helped her internalize sentence structures. It was another form of "start talking at home" that complemented her interactive efforts, boosting her linguistic comfort. The initial thought of how to talk in English had evolved. It was no longer a question of mechanism, but a question of courage and consistency. The mechanisms became second nature through repeated practice, allowing her to focus on the message, not the medium. She learned to accept her accent. Perfection was not the goal. Clear and understandable communication was. This acceptance freed her from the burden of sounding exactly like a native speaker, allowing her to speak with authenticity and less self-consciousness. To improve your English, she began setting small, achievable speaking goals each week. Perhaps initiate one conversation with a stranger or give a short impromptu speech to her reflection. These micro-goals kept her motivated and provided clear benchmarks for progress. She realized that confidence in speaking stemmed not from innate talent, but from repeated exposure and successful attempts. Each time she spoke, even poorly, she gathered experience, which slowly but surely built her self-assurance and reduced her inhibitions. The journey was not without its setbacks. There were days when she felt overwhelmed, when old fears resurfaced, and when she stumbled over simple words. But she had learned to view these moments as temporary blips, not permanent failures. She reminded herself of her starting point, the silent struggle, the fear of uttering a single word. Looking back, her progress was undeniable, a testament to her perseverance and her commitment to overcoming her own perceived limitations. Her daily routine now included dedicated time for English talking practice. It wasn't just about structured lessons, it was about integrating English into every facet of her life, making it a living, breathing part of her everyday existence. She found that teaching what she learned, even to an imaginary audience, reinforced her understanding. Explaining grammar rules or vocabulary terms solidified her knowledge and made her more articulate in her own speech. The fear of how to talk to anyone in English transformed into an eagerness to connect. She discovered the joy of cross-cultural communication, enriching her life with new perspectives and fascinating conversations she previously avoided. She actively sought out diverse speaking partners, ensuring she was exposed to different accents and speaking styles. This broadened her comprehension skills and prepared her for real-world interactions with a wide range of English speakers. Her transformation was evident not just in her improved fluency, but in her overall demeanor. She walked taller, spoke clearer, and her eyes sparkled with a newfound confidence that radiated beyond her linguistic abilities. She regularly reviewed her old recordings, marveling at the progress she had made. The initial stutters and hesitant pauses were replaced by smoother delivery and more confident intonation, a powerful visual reminder of her growth. The best way to learn English, for her, was a holistic approach, internal preparation, consistent external practice, and a resilient mindset that embraced mistakes as stepping stones, not roadblocks, on the path to mastery. She started watching English movies without subtitles, gradually understanding more and more. This passive immersion, combined with her active speaking practice, accelerated her overall language acquisition and improved her listening skills immensely. To truly make confidence in speaking, she realized she needed to celebrate every small victory. A successful 5-minute conversation, understanding a complex sentence, or correctly using a new idiom were all reasons to acknowledge her hard work. The idea of how to talk in English was no longer intimidating. It was simply what she did. It had become a natural extension of her thoughts, a fluid expression of her personality, a testament to her unwavering dedication. Her advice to others struggling was simple: start talking at home. Create that safe bubble. Build your initial confidence there, away from judgment, and then gradually expand your circle, one brave conversation at a time, step by step. She understood that English talking practice was not just about perfection, but about connection. It was about bridging gaps, sharing ideas, and experiencing the world through a broader linguistic lens, making every interaction an opportunity. Her journey proved that anyone could improve their English. It wasn't about innate talent, but about consistent effort, smart strategies, and an unshakable belief in one's own ability to learn and adapt, no matter the initial hurdles. The daily day's struggle transformed into a journey of self-discovery and empowerment. She had not only learned a language but had also unearthed an inner strength and resilience she never knew she possessed, becoming a stronger person. Ultimately, she found her authentic voice, not just in English, but in her life. This linguistic freedom opened up new opportunities, allowing her to pursue dreams that once seemed impossible due to her previous communication barriers. She became an advocate for active speaking practice, sharing her story with others who faced similar challenges. Her message was clear: you can improve your English, you can gain confidence, and you can truly talk to anyone. The transformation was remarkable. From someone who dreaded English, she had become someone who embraced it, who sought opportunities to speak, and who felt genuinely comfortable expressing her thoughts and feelings in the language. She recognized that continuous learning was key. The journey of improving her English was ongoing, with new vocabulary to learn, new nuances to grasp, and new cultural contexts to understand, making it a lifelong pursuit. Her daily routine now includes conversations with diverse people from around the globe, connecting through shared interests and stories, proving that language is truly a bridge, not a barrier, when confidence is built gradually. The initial question, how to learn English, found its comprehensive answer in her own experience: consistent practice, starting small, embracing mistakes, and constantly seeking opportunities to speak, moving beyond the fear. Her story became an inspiration, a testament to the power of determination and the incredible impact that simply, start talking at home, can have on transforming one's linguistic abilities and overall life confidence.